All right, Daryl Willie Insurance. We're back talking about car and auto insurance. We're speaking specifically on liability insurance. Okay? Liability insurance. What is liability insurance and what does it cover? Please follow me in this one because this is very important. A lot of people are driving around thinking they're good. They're not. They need to understand this. Okay? Liability insurance protects you if you injure someone. Okay, let me give a shout out to Donna LaValle, all right, who put this article out. Liability insurance protects you if you injure someone or damage their property with your car. Your car. Okay, your car. Now, auto liability insurance helps financially protect you if you or your car is found at fault. At fault. In an auto accident. God forbid it happens. This type of coverage is about safeguarding you from third-party claims. It will not cover any damage to your car or your injuries. That's another part, okay? We're talking about liability, okay? Just liability, part of the car and auto. Okay, liability pays out when you hit someone or something with your vehicle. It can help cover an injured person's medical bills, repairs to someone's vehicle to fix the damage to their property. Drivers in most states are legally required to carry some form of liability insurance. People, please check your state liability insurance minimums. Now I'm going to give you a nice nugget. Okay, this is a nugget. This is a gem. Increase that number. Whatever your state's minimum is, talk to your insurance professional and ask them how you can increase that number and stay within your monthly budget of what you're trying to do at your house. Okay, this is just a guideline, a minimum. Ladies and gentlemen, these injuries that people are having nowadays, with the lawyers, read between the lines, with the lawyers, they know how to squeeze out more money. You take that for what you want to take it, but that is a public service announcement. It's always better to carry more than not have enough. It's always better to keep your insurance policy, even if it's the minimum. I will always say, in insurance coverage, the premium beats the court judgment. Paying your insurance premium, even though you don't like it, beats a court judgment. Okay, so talk to your insurance professional. Let's get back on it. Drivers in most states are legally required to carry some form of liability. That means you need to find out what is the minimum. What is in your policy right now? Okay, you need to know that number so you know what you're covered and what you can cover. What are minimum car insurance requirements state to state? Minimum car insurance requirements vary from state to state, but state requirements are generally modest. Typically 20 to 30,000 for bodily injuries suffered by one person in an accident, 50 for all people hurt in the same accident, and up to 25 for property damage resulting from that accident. So let's break that down. Let's just say it's 25, 50, and then 25. Okay, this is what you call split coverage. Okay, so that first 25 represents any one person cannot get more than $25,000 worth of assistance from your insurance policy. Anything over that may come from you. Okay, the second number was 50. So we said 25, 50, 25. The second number is 50. That means in any one accident, your insurance company will not pay out more than 50 in aggregate towards injuries. So what does that mean? You probably can cover down two people if there was an accident, you're at fault, two people in the other car, they're hurt, 25 each, 25, 25 is 50. Well, what happens is there are 3 or 4 or 5 people in a car? That's why I say carry more. There are ways to structure this so you can have greater protection. We are talking about minimums. Now, that last number is what's called a property damage number, okay? So the first two is individual injury was the 25. The second number was the accumulative amount that they would pay out per accident, which was 50, okay? The third number is for the damage to the vehicle. Now, if the damage to the vehicle, if you see how much used cars cost now, how much do you think it's going to cost you to repair, fix, replace someone's vehicle? Cars are now infinitely more expensive. Way more goes into repairing them and a lot more goes into replacing them. So you definitely want to understand your state minimums, get with your insurance professional and figure out how to raise those numbers up where it doesn't crush your monthly budget, but you feel safe that you have that extra coverage for peace of mind, okay? Please listen to what I just said. Okay, a state's required minimum merely keeps you in compliance with state law, which means in order for you to drive in that state, you have to have that minimum liability. If you're in a state that mandates liability, you have to have that minimum, okay? Most drivers need more than the minimum to avoid paying out of pocket to make up the difference between the damages and your coverage. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleading with you. Preparation in this one. Be ahead of this game. Try to get your numbers a little bit higher, okay? Nearly all states have some sort of mandate related to automobile liability insurance coverage. New Hampshire and Virginia are the only two states that do not have these mandates. While drivers in Virginia have to pay a $500 uninsured motor vehicle fee to register their non-insured vehicle. That sounds irresponsible. Uninsured drivers in New Hampshire don't have to pay any additional fees or taxes. Ladies and gentlemen, still get the coverage. CYA. If you've lived in this country long enough, you know what CYA means? CYA, okay? Take this very serious. We get on the road every single day and extremely comfortable, confident. Oh, we doing this. I'm just running up the street. I'm just going to the mall. I've done this a million times. I'm just going to get my hair done, my nails done. It doesn't matter. This ain't, I'm just going up the street. Boom, something happens. Guess what? Now you're dealing with paperwork. What I always say in my video, I am about paperwork and budgets. Okay, that's how America, the money game works. Your paperwork has to be right, because when it hits the fan, you need to make sure all your ducks are in a row to cover you down from dumb stuff. Remember the person who got paid all that money because they spilled their hot coffee in their lap and McDonald's had to pay them? Now you go to McDonald's, which I don't do, but you go to McDonald's and on their cup it says, be careful or caution, the coffee's hot. People will game you, the system, and everything else to get a check. Don't be someone's 401k plan, retirement plan, pension plan. Have your paperwork right so you are not on the hook of paying out something dumb. All right? I'm trying to be, I just want this to hit home. Please do more than less. All right? You will thank me later in the comments after you press the like and subscribe button. Thank you. Okay, what is auto liability insurance? Basically, liability coverage is the part of your auto insurance policy that pays for the other driver's expenses if you cause the accident. It does not, however, cover your own. There are two types of liability coverage: bodily injury and property damage. Okay, remember we talked about that split rate, right? The split coverage. There are two types: bodily injury and property damage. In some states, a third type of liability coverage called uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage is also required. I covered that in another video. Check the video, super important. Understand uninsured, underinsured motorists. See, the thing is, when we go out and we get our insurances, we're so happy to get the car and get the keys and go out and show everybody and get on the road and do what we're going to do. We just want to know, yeah, I'm covered. I got my insurance on. I'm good. But you don't know what you're covered for. So we got to take like 5 minutes, understand them little numbers, right? So we have it in the back of our heads and we can do what we need to do in peace. Don't forget that your property damage liability insurance won't cover the cost of repairing your car if you're in an accident. Also, your bodily injury liability insurance doesn't cover your own medical bills. Super important if you're injured in a collision. Instead, it covers the injuries or damage that you cause to another person in an accident. Liability coverage protects your financial well-being, not your body or your property. Let me read that again. Stop what you're doing. Listen to this one statement. Liability coverage protects your financial well-being, not your body and not your property. It's trying to keep you out of court. It's trying to keep your money in your pocket and you not having to liquidate personal things to take care of something else. Guys, take this serious. What is covered by bodily injury liability coverage? Bodily injury liability coverage helps you pay the cost for anyone that is injured in a car accident where you're found liable. This may include a driver or a passenger in another car, pedestrians or unrelated passengers in your own car. Bet you didn't know that, right? So it covers medical expenses, compensation for lost wages, and income and legal fees. I hope you guys see how serious I'm taking this, because this is real serious. For instance, you run a red light, strike another car, and injure the driver. Your liability coverage obligates the company to defend you. That is a part of your policy. The insurance company will defend you in court if necessary and pay claims to the other driver for vehicle damage and bodily injury, including medical and hospital costs, rehabilitation, nursing care, and possibly lost income and money for pain and suffering. This is what you get being covered. What is covered by property damage? Property damage liability coverage helps you pay for damage that you cause to another person's vehicle or property. If you hit someone else's car and front porch or mailbox with your car, property damage liability coverage may help pay to repair the property. Okay, pretty straightforward. Fewer states require uninsured, underinsured motorist insurance, but it's in your passenger's best interest to think seriously about buying the coverage. Unlike liability insurance, this coverage can help you pay your expenses. It covers your injuries, your passenger's injuries, and damage to your vehicle if you're hit by a driver who doesn't have enough or has no auto insurance coverage. You guys probably don't even think about that. You may be hit by someone who's not carrying enough insurance, or they're not even insured at all. We probably assume everyone on the road is covered. I know people by their own confession been driving for 2 years without a license. 6 months, no insurance. This is real talk, people. You have no idea who's in the next car. I don't care how pretty and nice that car look. I don't care how clean it look. I don't care if it's the newest, latest model. I know people who don't have insurance, who don't have licenses, and still go out and try to drive. This kind of coverage covers you for their for them being irresponsible. Okay? Okay. It covers your injuries, your passenger injuries, and damage to your vehicle if you're hit by a driver who doesn't have enough or has no auto insurance. It may also cover, now get this, hit and run accidents. So if a driver hits your vehicle and flees, you can file a claim against your policy's uninsured motorist coverage. That's what helps you out when the other guy's not being responsible. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for letting me bring this to you. This is important. How much coverage do you have? Insurance companies have a shorthand, use a shorthand to describe their liability coverage. And even if you understand the lingo, it might not be immediately apparent how much coverage you carry. For instance, and we talked about this, a policy might be listed as 50, 100, 25. Now, what does those numbers mean? We're going to do this one more time. The first number refers to per person limit per accident. So if you have 50, remember 50, 100, 25. If you have 50, one person can get 50. Okay? They can get up to 50. The second number is per accident. That's aggregate, 100. So if one person can get 50 and you only have 100, that means you can only service 2 people, right? Up to 100 in aggregate. Okay, 50-50. Now, the third number is property damage. It says here 25, 50, 100, 25. 25 is for covering the vehicles, the property, the vehicle damage. Okay, for example, say a person limit is 50 and okay, so we have that. If the company incurs legal expenses to defend you against a lawsuit, okay, those expenses don't count towards your liability limit. It's important to know. Nor do payments you receive under the policy for bail bonds and earnings loss while attending hearings and trials at the company's request. All right, so that doesn't count against you. How much coverage do you need? Ladies and gentlemen, I will always say, look at your state limit. They also have things called umbrella policies, but you should talk to whoever is your insurance agent or broker and have them sit down and discuss those limits with you. Okay, so thank you for spending time with me. Please take this conversation very serious. This one heats me up because I've been in a situation where people weren't doing what they're supposed to do and it cost me a lot of money. So I try to make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Nobody's perfect. We all been there. We all trying to get our stuff together, but this one is a serious one because if you look outside, you will never go outside and not see cars whipping around. This is how we get around. This is what we do. Cars, trucks, transportation are a major part of our society, our culture, our economy, the whole 9 yards. So you're never going to be not somewhere close to a moving vehicle or you in a moving vehicle. So take care of what you have to take care of. Do the right things. Talk to your insurance professionals. I appreciate you. Keep smiling. Stay positive. Stay encouraged. Stay insured. Never give up being insured. Find someone like me to try to work these numbers and make it happen for you. Appreciate you. See you in the next video.